Hi folks, welcome to my Facebook page. It's really great having you. Thank you for popping around. This page is for anyone, really for anyone, but especially for the youth, for anyone who needs a listening ear. Now guys, I decided to do this video and basically expose myself and show myself to you so that you know who I am. My name is Ron and I'm a resident here in Port Alfred. And my wife and I have been here for about 3 years, and we absolutely love it here in Port Alfred. But guys, this is not about me. I need to ask you a question. Can you imagine a world without conflict? Can you imagine a world without problems? No? Well, neither can I. Okay? Did you know that I looked up on Google the other night, and it said that at any given time that there are about 55 conflicts around the world somewhere. In other words, wars. Someone's fighting somebody, somebody's killing somebody somewhere around the world. There's 55 conflicts around the world. So guys, conflict is a very real thing. But what happens when conflict comes down to school, to the playground, to the classroom, to the workplace, to your family, to your marriage, to the relationship between your brothers or your sisters, the relationship with your mom and dad? What happens when conflict happens between mom and dad? The conflict takes place between mom and dad. Now guys, I don't have to spell out the obvious, but conflict, I won't say is natural. I won't go as far as saying it's natural. But it's normal for conflict to happen. It's normal. I won't say it's natural, I'd say it's normal. So if you're facing hassles right now, just trust me when I say this. Sometimes all you need is a listening ear. Now you've already seen what I look like, so yes, I am a lot older than maybe even your parents. But I'm here to help you. The whole reason for me putting up this page, guys, is to reach out to you. I've been doing that my entire life. I've worked with youth almost my entire life. So I've decided to put up this page to help you. Now, allow me just to use an example quickly. But before I use an example, I want to just say something to you. I really need to tell you this. In fact, it doesn't really matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're 14 years old or whether you're 40 years old or whether even you're older. So it doesn't really matter who you are if you've landed on this page. There's something I need to tell you very quickly. Sometimes when you deal with the problem, the way you deal with the problem, how you choose to deal with it, can sometimes make the problem bigger than it really was and actually make it worse. So let me say that again, because maybe it didn't make sense to some of you. Sometimes the way you handle a conflict can actually be worse than the conflict itself, if that makes any sense. Let me give you an example very quickly. And I don't really want to use this example, to be honest, but I want to use it in honor of somebody very special to me, and that's my son. My son, Christopher. Okay, I'll tell you very quickly. Guys, there came a day when Christopher came to me and my son came to me and said to me, Dad, and I want you to realize something. It was very difficult for all of us because I'm ashamed to say this, I'll be honest with you, but I went through a divorce, and as a result of infidelity means unfaithfulness, right? And it wasn't from my side. My wife trusted me and I trusted her. But that trust was broken because of a relationship that started off as a friendship between her and someone else, and that friendship developed into something that it should never have developed into. And as a result, we got divorced. After the second time this happened in our marriage, we got divorced. And so guys, if you got parents that have been divorced, I feel for you. I really feel for you. I'm talking now to the young people, to the youth. If you're a teenager and your folks have got divorced, I know it sucks. It's bad. It breaks you down. And if you're a parent and you've been divorced, I know the hurt. I've been there. I hate using the cliche, been there, done that. But guys, just trust me. Very few people in this world right now, okay, even that know me very well, actually really know what I've gone through in my life. My wife knows what I've gone through. She's the only one really, and my own brother. But anyways, this is not about me. Let me give an example. Christopher one day comes up to me, my son, and now I'm a single parent, so that pretty much sucks. all right, because as a single parent, you're divorced, you feel guilty, and so it's difficult to kind of say no to your kids. So one day my son comes up to me, I mean he's 16 years old, and he says to me, Dad, can I go camping this weekend with Kirsten? Now Kirsten was his girlfriend, and she's 15. So as a single father, what do you think? You think, yeah, wait a minute, 16, 15, boyfriend, girlfriend, camping, then you freak out, you know, sort of you get this picture in your head, and you say, whoa, son, just back up there for a minute, like define camping. What do you mean camping? And he said, no, relax, Dad, camping, it doesn't mean actually camping, it means we're just going to get friends around, going to listen to music, watch a bit of TV, play some games. And by the way, and he kind of read my mind, he said, don't worry, Kirsten's mom's going to be there. So I said, oh, okay, well, thank goodness, you know. So I said, yeah, sure. I tried to act cool about it. And I said, yeah, sure, go off and have a good time. But as a parent, you worry. You know, of course you're going to worry. You wouldn't be a parent if you didn't worry. You wouldn't worry if you were a parent. No, got that wrong. You know what I mean. All right. If you're a parent, you're going to worry. Okay. And if you're a teen, it sucks when your parent worries about you, right? Okay. So, yeah, it's all mixed up. Anyways, so off goes Christopher, and I said to him, have a good time. Little did I know that he was actually going to have a good time. It ended up that he kind of wasn't telling me the truth. They weren't going to be friends in a lounge watching television and playing TV games. It ended up with him actually really camping out in a tent, alone, with Kirsten, his girlfriend. He's 16, she's 15. They're alone. They're in a tent for 2 nights, and I gave my permission. Okay, so for the bright ones out there, especially the girls, we've already kind of caught on what comes next. Yeah, you guessed it. I said to them, have a good time. And he took me up on my offer. They had a good time. So, okay, I don't have to go into details, but yeah, 2 teenagers together in a tent. Well, parents, I don't have to tell you. Teens, I don't have to tell you anything about that. Okay. A month and a half later, or however it was, my son gets an SMS to say, I'm pregnant. Kirsten writes a message, and she says under this message, I'm pregnant. So you can imagine, I mean, yeah, you are 16 years old, and your girlfriend's 15, and she sends a message that says, I'm pregnant. There are no 2 words, guys, out there that destroys your hope, your life, your future more than the 2 words you do not want to hear. I'm pregnant. But it happened, okay? And I knew immediately, as a parent, I thought, oh boy. You know, first I thought, did I do something wrong? You know, parents do think that, by the way. Like when the son or the daughter goes off a little bit and has a little bit of silent time, quiet time, whatever they call it, the parents think like, what did I do wrong? You know, did I say something? And initially that's what I thought. But then I realized it was pretty serious. And I said to him, hey, come on, talk to me, you know. And guys, there's the trick. Talk. You got to talk. And I said to Christopher, talk to me. It's me. I'm your dad. Remember, like, it's me. We've spoken about, trust me, we spoke about a lot of things. And a lot of personal things about what boys go through. And he didn't mind. In fact, you know, he could entertain me with the stuff that he knew, all right? And so we were very honest and very open in our relationship with one another. And I cared about him, and in the terms of that he doesn't get involved with the wrong people. But little did I know that he was involved with the wrong friends. Anyways, he gets this message and he's pregnant. He's pregnant, sorry. His girlfriend is pregnant. And it was like the whole weekend. He didn't speak to me. And come Monday morning, he didn't go to school. So as a parent, what do? You write a note and go to the school and give the note and try and explain the best. Say, look, my son, he's not sick, but he's going through something he needs to work through, and his mind is not what it should be. And that's basically what I said to the school. And I came back from work the Monday afternoon, and I said to him, listen, but tonight you're going to talk to me. If you don't want to talk to me, just talk to somebody, but talk. And I begged him. I said to him, talk with somebody. And then I decided to bribe him, and I said, okay, if you want to talk to me, let's go to the Spur and have a goodie burger. after my run, because I went for a run every day, after my run I'll come back, I'll have a shower, get dressed, and then I'll call you and we'll go for a goodie burger at the Spur. And I'll try to be happy about it and jovial and, you know, and cheerful, and well, that didn't work. It was really serious, and he said to me, Dad, I don't want to go there. So I did the next best thing. I just hugged him and I said to him, I love you and you're special to me. And he is very special. Okay. And I went for my run. I came back, had my shower, got dressed, singing away and trying to act very cheerful and trying to act normal. Meanwhile, I'm thinking, gee, what is it he could be going through? So I knock on his door and I said to him, hey Chris, let's go. Get in the car and go and have a goodie burger. It's our night out tonight. We're going to go and have, you know, something lekker to eat. And he didn't answer me. There was no reply on his door. So I knocked again and still no reply. So I didn't want to go in. I've never just walked into my son's room or my daughter's room. It's something I believe a parent shouldn't do. You need to respect their privacy. But it's your home, it's your rules. I'm not telling you what to do. But I walked in and I turned, his bed was on the left-hand side of the door. And the very first thing that I saw that just made my skin crawl, I saw blood. And it was his blood. And then I looked again and he had blood running down his face, onto his arm, and it had dripped onto his floor, onto the tape recorder, his earphones that he was wearing. Everywhere, it's just blood. And it took me a while to kind of like comprehend what was happening at that stage. And guys, let me tell you, all I had was the strength just to sit on his bed next to him and whisper his name. And I said, Chris, 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 trying to talk him back to life. But as an ex-soldier, I've seen many dead bodies, and I knew he was gone. He shot and killed himself. He took a gun and he shot and killed himself. He took his own life. And then, and I want to keep the story short, but at the funeral, my mother turned to me and said, you need to understand, that lady that's pregnant is pregnant with your son's child. And suddenly, in all this hurt and pain and conflict, it kind of like gave me hope. And I rushed back the very next day to go see her, and I said, look, I beg you, I will sell my car, I'll sell my house, I'll sell everything I've got, but don't have an abortion. Whatever you do, don't have an abortion. Please, I'll look after you, I'll look after the baby until that baby's 21 years old. And I said, but please don't have an abortion, however difficult it may be, and don't leave school, I'll support you. And she turned to me and she said to me, Uncle Ron, stop, you don't understand. I said, what don't I understand? And she said to me, I'm not pregnant. And that took me a long time to sort of process. Maybe a few moments, it felt like a long time. Eventually I said to her, what do you mean you're not pregnant? And she said, I sent it as a joke. A joke. I said, you sent my son an SMS to say that you're pregnant, but you sent it as a joke. Yeah. And she was in tears because she realized it was a fatal joke. It killed my son. So guys, it was a prank that went wrong. Let's call it that. It was a teenage prank that went wrong. And it was tough after that. It was very tough on me. Because 3 weeks later, my mother died of a massive heart attack when she couldn't handle the stress of losing her only grandson. And I lost everything. I haven't seen my daughter in over 15 years because of that. And I don't even know why. So, guys, I've been through a lot of stuff, and that's probably why I look so old. But I have a young heart, and I have a listening ear. And if only Christopher, my son, whom I love very much, and I say still love him very much, and he's still special to me. I talk in the present tense, although I know he's gone, because he is very special to me. Guys, if only he just waited 24 hours. That's the point I'm trying to make here. If he'd waited just 24 hours, if he went and spoke to somebody, and he went and spoke to Kirsten, if he said to me, Dad, take me to Kirsten's house, there's something I've got to sort out, I would have said, well, yeah, sure. I would have dropped everything, and I did. I would have even put a day's leave in, and I would have taken him to Kirsten. But instead he chose to just keep it to himself. Guys, don't do that. Don't do that. If you're suffering with a problem and you got conflict, don't keep it to yourself. You need to talk. And that's why I've made this Facebook page, for you to talk. If you look at the bottom right hand corner where it says WhatsApp, see that? All you got to do, if you need to talk to me and you think I can help, all right, you hit that, just click on it. It'll take you directly to my WhatsApp number, and you can send me a message. You can send me a private message on Facebook as well. It's all right. But if you want to remain anonymous, guys, that's great with me. It doesn't matter. I've helped a few people here in Port Alfred already, and every one of them, they had big hassles, and they can tell you it was a good thing talking to me. And I would love the opportunity to talk to you, to SMS you, and to give you guidance. Now, guys, there's a few things you need to just understand very quickly, and I'm saying this for the sake of the parents as well. Facebook is a dangerous place. Don't just trust anybody. In fact, there's no reason for you to even trust me, unless you had very good references. In other words, that means if you or your parents, and I'm talking out to parents as well, don't just trust anybody that comes up on a Facebook page, on or YouTube or anywhere, because the social media is a dangerous place. Check it out first, and I'm inviting you to check me out first. You can send me, if you're a parent, you can send me a WhatsApp, and you can have a private chat with me, and you can say, Ron, tell me who are your references, and I will give you those references. Okay, one of my references that you can contact is I know very well. I've come to know him personally very well, and he's come to know me, and he knows my intentions are pure intentions. It's the actual colonel of the police himself. Okay, you can actually speak to him. I can give you his number, and you can speak to him. So don't just trust anybody, including myself, until you've checked out that person. So I'm inviting you to do that. But once you feel comfortable, and guys, there are a lot of references I can give you. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to stay, and I'm here to listen. I'm here to be a listening ear. I can't promise you that I've got all the solutions. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist, anything like that. I'm not even an official counselor. Nothing like that. I'm just a friend who's willing to be there for you. Okay? So if you want to chat, please go ahead. Hit the WhatsApp button. If you want to chat to your mom and dad and ask permission to contact me, go ahead and do that. If you just want to do it privately, I will do that. But guys, just one last thing I need to just say as a guideline, and I'm saying this especially to parents and then to young ladies. Okay, if there's one thing that I've never done in my entire life, and I've actually worked with, and I don't want to use the word counseled, but given advice, and I've worked with young people, youth, practically all my adult life. Now, one thing I've never done, and I never will do, is to counsel or speak to, well, let's use the word, rather, I'm not allowed to use the word counsel, but speak to, advise or help a young lady or any female of any age alone. I will never do that. I won't even pick up a female hitchhiker, all right, unless it's a dire emergency. The reason for that is, well, it should be obvious, duh, okay, but the main reason, I will tell you, is out of respect for you as a parent. I will never ever speak with your daughter alone, never. I won't ever do that. But the main reason is because I have a lot of trust and a lot of respect for my wife. I'm very happily married, and I have the most wonderful, most beautiful, most special woman in my life. And we met and we got married, and by God's grace, we've just really we're still very much in love with each other. So never mind love each other, but out of respect for my wife, and out of honor, out of respect and love for her, I will never ever counsel a young lady elderly lady, anyone by themselves. It will always be done in the presence of my wife. But for you guys, hey, well, that's fine. If you just want to chat and you feel that maybe I can help, maybe I can be a listening ear, hey, there's my WhatsApp number. Click it and I'm there for you. That's all I want to say. So yeah, so if you need me, I'm around, and it'll be a privilege, and it really would be a privilege to be there for you if you want to chat. So hey, thanks for coming around. I appreciate it, and we'll chat again. Bye.